On today's episode of Hootworthy, I got to talk to Braylen, a 10th grader at GCA who makes Lego stop motion videos. We found out about him through his submission on GCA's Got Talent. We were so impressed, we had to have him on. Enjoy the show. Braylen, 10th grader, GCA, thanks for coming on the show. And you were on Hootworthy because you make these awesome Lego stop motion videos that we found out about because of a submission to GCA's Got Talent. So we saw them and I was like, I gotta have Braylen on, this creator. So were you making these Lego stop motion videos before GCA's Got Talent, or were you like, oh, I want to make this for the talent show?
Yes, I was making them before I had my YouTube channel, before I entered GCA's Got Talent.
Okay.
And that's how I decided to enter.
So what inspired you to make Lego stop motion?
When I was younger, I've always played with Legos. I used to watch the videos on YouTube, so that inspired me to make them myself.
Wait, so there were content creators already making these types of videos? Oh, and you were like, I want to do that.
Yes.
I can do that. Okay. So like, what's the process of, walk us through, because if nobody's seen these, you got to go watch these. Because what's the process of making these Lego stop motion videos? Like, walk me through it.
Well, first I have to build my set.
Okay.
I have to build, I have to get the base plate, build the thing around it. Then I get the figures I want to use in the video.
Okay.
And then most of the time I write the story before I do it. Sometimes I don't. Sometimes I just make it up as I go along.
Oh, really? Just kind of do some improv while you go. So sometimes you have a script written, sometimes you don't. What else? What else about this process? The actual filming of it.
Well, you have to put them on the plate and you have to move it one by one, photo by photo. Each photo, you have to move them a little bit.
Just a tad.
Yes, kind of meticulous process. You have to move it slightly each time. If you move it too fast, it won't look right. If you move it too slow, it won't look right.
So when you say a photo, is it taking an actual photo, or is the camera rolling the entire time?
No, I have to move the figures into the place I want it, and then I have to take the photo. So
you take the photo. So the video we're seeing is a collection of photos.
Yes.
That you've taken. How long does this take? So you did, I think your GCA's Got Talent submission was just under 2 minutes or something like that, maybe a minute. How long did that take from start to finish? If you're talking about place it, photo, place it, how long does something like that take?
It took about 3 days because I only worked on it for about 2 hours each day.
So this is like a 6-hour process then for 2 minutes of content or 1 minute of content.
Yes.
Do you remember how long it was? Was it 1 minute or?
I think it was almost 2 minutes, 1 minute 57 seconds.
Okay. Was that a script or did you improv that? Did you come up with it as you went along?
I kind of wrote a base idea, but then I just went along with it out as I was doing it.
Okay. So you're taking these photos, and how long have you been doing this? How long have you been making these? Do you call them Lego stop motion videos?
Yeah. I call them Lego stop motions and brick films.
Brick films?
Yes.
So how long have you been doing these brick films?
I started back in 2018.
Okay.
But then I kind of stopped for a long time until about 2020 when I started back making them.
Okay. What kind of equipment do you use to make these? Your camera, your laptop or computer, and then the editing software. What kind of equipment are you using to make these films?
Well, I use my phone and a tripod.
Really?
Yes.
That's just with your phone?
Yes.
Wow. And then your editing software, what are you using for that?
I use about 3 or 4 different. I use iMovie, Power Director,
Okay.
an app called Video Leap. Then, of course, to do the actual stop motion, I use Stop Motion Studio.
So the stop motion has a specific software with it?
Yes.
Is that for like the photos or like blending them all together?
Blending them together. You can take the photos on the app and it puts them together.
Okay.
You have to change the frame rate and different things on the app.
Oh, wow. Okay. So you said you have a YouTube channel. What is it called? And what sort of content is all on it?
It's called Epic Brick Films.
Epic Brick Films.
Yes.
I love it. Did you come up with that?
Yes, I did.
That was all you?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I make different videos. I make Star Wars videos, Spider-Man videos, Batman. Sometimes my own original ideas. And
Okay.
sometimes I go off of episodes of shows I've seen and continue on or make different plots that I think should have happened.
Oh, like kind of like an alternate ending,
Yes.
alternate universe kind of thing.
Yeah.
Okay, so you follow the Star Wars, the Marvel, the DC, all that, and
Yes.
you'll either like do remakes of these shows or you'll do your own.
Sometimes I do my own, and sometimes I do adaptations of comic books I've read that haven't even been on screen or in shows or movies yet.
Really?
Yes.
That's so cool. So what kind of, is that like has that always kind of been your interest? You always kind of been into Star Wars and Marvel, DC, or has it kind of grown? Has making these films given you a bigger appreciation for these? Or how does that work with like the Marvel, the Star Wars,
Well,
DC?
I've been watching Marvel, Star Wars, I've been watching that for a long time, since I was like 5 years old.
Okay.
So I've always loved those, reading books and different stuff.
Okay. Awesome. So if you could bring any one of these Lego characters to life for a day, who would it be? And what would y'all do?
It's kind of a tough choice, but I think I would pick the Mandalorian.
You'd pick Mandalorian?
Yes.
Mando.
Yes.
All right. What would you and the Mandalorian do?
I would make some of the best Scar armor. I'd want a jetpack.
Yeah?
Yes.
Jetpack? That's awesome. Be flying around. Would you fly it?
Yes.
You would be bold enough to just be like, all right, I'm going to see if this works. Fly it around. How high would you go? You going up there?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You're going.
Yeah, I go like, I don't know, maybe as high as airplane.
Okay. No way. I hope you have like a helmet on or something. Would he make you like, so you'd be in like the full armor
Oh, yes.
and you're like ready to go.
Yes.
So are you a big Mandalorian guy then?
Oh, yeah, I am.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a good show. I don't know how many seasons there are now, but
Yeah, it's 3 seasons right now.
okay. You're following it though.
Oh, yes.
Okay, it's your big show now. So when you're making these stop motion videos, so we're out of make-believe. Unfortunately, Mandalorian didn't come to life and we don't have our star armor, but maybe one day. Maybe we could get Elon Musk in on that and he could create something, I'm sure. But what are the most challenging things that you come across when you're making these stop motion videos?
Most of the time it's the lighting. Sometimes the lighting isn't right. There can be flickering or shadows or different things that can mess up your video. So I have to set the lights kind of just right on the set. If I don't do that, it could look shadowy or flickery and different stuff.
Yeah. What do you do when you come across if there is a lighting fiasco? How do you fix it? What are the problem solving that you do?
Sometimes I try to turn the other lights off
Okay.
in the room, or I use a different lamp. Sometimes I have to move the set around or put like another wall on one side to block out the light from the other side.
Do you ever find like, man, I'm the shadow causing it? It's me the whole time. Have you ever done that before?
Yeah, sometimes I have to move it back farther on the table.
Right. You're like, no, it's me. So what's kind of, when you've been making these, what's like a really unexpected or like blooper that's happened when you've been making these videos? Because how many have you made on your YouTube channel? How much content would you say is on there of these epic brick films?
I don't know exactly, but I think the last time I checked it was 130 videos.
Wow, 130.
Yes.
Okay, so out of all those 130 videos, I'm sure there's been like some bloopers, some unexpected moments that have happened. What can you think of, different things that occurred when you're making these?
Well, like the worst thing that happened was I was making a video, and once I moved my arm and I knocked the camera over, and the camera fell onto the set and broke down the set. So I had to start all over.
No!
Yes.
I hope you weren't like almost done too. Like, I hope you weren't like pretty much finished and you had like one scene left.
Luckily, I was just starting.
Okay. That's probably out of like epic brick films, you know, worst things that could happen when making a Lego stop motion video. That's probably one of them.
Yeah.
Did you yell or scream, or were you just kind of like, oh, whatever, move on? You seem like a pretty mellow guy, Braylen.
Yeah, but at that point, I did get a little bit angry about it.
You got a little heated.
Yeah.
You got a little... Oh, no. Okay. Well, which one was that? Do you know? Do you remember which one that was? Or did it kind of like make a scar? Did it leave a scar for you? Which video it was?
I think it was a Batman video because I didn't end up finishing after that. After that, I just went upstairs and watched some TV.
You're like, I'm done.
Yeah.
Can't do it. Hey, you know what? But hey, you got back on the horse.
Yeah.
And you're making them now. You did the GCA's Got Talent one. So moving away from the Lego stop motion, these epic brick films a little bit, if you could give one piece of advice to GCA students, what would it be?
Well, I'd say like as far as like the stop motion, if you try something new, it's not always going to be easy. It might be hard. You'll have problems along the way. Yeah. But always persevere.
Persevere.
Keep trying. Don't give up.
Yes. Even if you smack your camera into your set, it falls apart, and you feel like going to watch TV for a little bit, you come back.
Yep.
And you persevere. You do it. What's your favorite part about being a student at GCA, Braylen?
I would say the flexibility of the classes and to where I have time to do my work without distractions.
Nice. Yeah. No distractions. That's good. So last thing, Braylen, we want to know, are you submitting for this year's GCA's Got Talent? Do we have another epic brick film coming our way?
Yes, I've been working on the story. I haven't got it just right yet.
Not yet?
No, but I'm going to try to improve it from last time.
And is this going to be an original work, or is this going to be like an alternate ending on a comic, or?
I think I'll do an original work.
Original work.
Yes.
All right. Well, we are looking forward to seeing what you cook up, Braylen. But before you go, you have any shout outs you want to give?
Well, I'd like to give a shout out to my parents who, of course, supplied me with the materials to make them. And also my brother who was inspired by me to make his own channel and make his own videos.
No way.
Yes, his channel is called Brick Films and More.
Brick Films and More?
Yes.
What's the more?
He also posts like video gaming videos and different stuff.
Okay. Right on. But they're not epic brick films. It's your epic brick films.
Well, they're still epic.
They're okay. Okay. That's awesome. Shouting out your brother, your parents, anybody else? Good.
No, not anybody else I can think of.
There we go. Well, thanks for representing GCA so well, Braylen. We're looking forward to your submission to GCA's Got Talent, this epic brick films. If you have YouTube, because we know you do, go check out Braylen's Epic Brick Films YouTube channel. He's got 130 videos. Go check them out. Thanks for coming on the show, Braylen.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, sir.